12 population. So Nunavut has one of the highest populations under the age of 25, with over 50% of our population in that frame. And this is a reality that we face across our territory. And the challenges to meet those targets can seem unrealistic, but we're very committed to making sure that they are realistic, because this is something that this agreement will ensure, with the direct funds to support these facilities and the creation of these more spaces across our communities, is what we really want. Most places are non-for-profit, and that comes with challenge for those non-for-profits. Most times parents have to be the ones fundraising for their children to secure the spot in the daycare facility, and these parents have full-time jobs. They might have one or two children or more, or could be going to school. And these challenges across our territory, with our low population and the number of people that are trained, really come of hindrance. And this agreement will ensure that we're able to meet a lot of different challenges and directly target people to become educated in ELCC and work in our facilities across the territory. Juana.
So if I understand what you're saying,
Tonda, I was just going to add into that, just on a couple of points, is that in Nunavut, there are specific infrastructure challenges. So like literally with spaces available to have a childcare center, but then also with regards to the workforce. And I think one of the things that's really important in the agreement with Nunavut is that close to a quarter of the funding will go towards increasing wages for ECEs, which is really important both in terms of attracting and then retaining ECEs in the territory, because we can't create more spaces if you don't have the workforce. And so while the number 238 represents about a 20% increase, there are about 1,000 licensed childcare spaces in Nunavut right now. We are committed and continuing to work together to identify opportunities for further growth, because we recognize that we need to grow the system. And so both the governments of Nunavut and the government of Canada will continue to work together to pursue those objectives. But we also need to ensure that we have the physical spaces as well as the ECEs to actually grow the number of quality inclusive spaces available for children.
Very quick follow-up, and then we'll end there. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Just so then the 238 new spaces out of the 1,600 that the feds wanted, is there any guarantee that they will be in all of the spread out among all the 25 communities the Premier referenced, or are they going to be concentrated in the higher populated places like Iqaluit?
No, that's a very good question. Perhaps if I could get Minister Gross in terms of the selections of those communities. But I just wanted to add as well that when Her Excellency Mary Simon provided the throne speech, we were very thrilled to be able to see the reference specifically to the infrastructure gap to allow early childhood in our communities specifically referenced. And I think really puts the emphasis in terms of our willingness, obviously, to work with the federal government to address that specifically. I come from the most northern community and the smallest community of Grise Fjord, up in Ellesmere Island, where there's no facility, as an example, and the challenge that we see of providing assistance to those communities. So obviously, the breakdown in terms of where those 238 positions go, I'll get Minister Gross to elaborate further on that.
Juana, for the question. I think one of the ways in which we're really going to ensure that we're able to meet the challenge is to, when we're creating new infrastructure like schools, to include spaces that have daycare facilities added on. And that's a new concept that the schools up to right now, our new school that's being established in Teleloyoc will have that capacity to have the daycare in the school, which means that Teleloyoc Mute have that capacity to freely send their children to daycare, as it's a constraint in the community right now and a challenge. So having space that integrates daycare is a very big priority. And so any types of infrastructure where we can work with our communities and where we are building that infrastructure for the government and for the communities, we'll see those spaces increase. And each community has its own challenges and needs, and there are needs in each community, and we're going to work to assess what those needs are. And going forward, I know we'll be able to create more space and to meet the targets that we have. And we look forward to this whole agreement and being able to, as said before, have more retention with increased wages and training opportunities, and have an overall well-rounded plan that comes with funds to secure this opportunity for Nunavut Mute. Kwana.
All right, thank you very much. This ends this press conference. Thank you so much to the Premier and the ministers for staying a little bit longer. So have a great day, everyone. Merci tout le monde.
Okay, goeienaand, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merci. The conference has now ended. La conférence est maintenant terminée. Please disconnect your lines at this time. Veuillez s'il vous plaît raccrocher votre ligne. Thank you for your participation. Merci à tous les participants qui se sont joints.